Hello everybody and welcome back to another video where we are going to test the RTX 2070 Maxq in Crysis 3 Remastered. And we're starting at 1080p at the very high setting, which is the highest setting available in this game, but without any ray tracing or DLSS applied. And we're in the first mission of the game, which probably isn't the most demanding area of this game, but it should give you a good glimpse into what the RTX 2070 is able to perform in this game. So let's go and be a little bit stealthy, since we just acquired a new weapon, this bow. Because I remember at this year, or in this year when the game originally came out, the bow was definitely the weapon of choice for most games. Like, I think it was the same with Tomb Raider and some other games as well. But obviously it makes a lot of fun to play with, so I can totally understand why. Alright, and so far so good, because it feels buttery smooth. And if you take a look at the FPS on the top left corner, we're around the 90 FPS mark, so obviously very playable, even for a fast-paced shooter such as this one. But we're seeing some drops to the 70s on whatever, but that is definitely nothing that would annoy me too much when playing this game. Oh yeah, and I think we definitely need to use our armor mode here in order not to die. This guy didn't even realize what's happening around him. He took his mighty time to die. Alright, so we cleared out this area, so let's advance any further. But yeah, obviously 1080p, very high, good to go. So let's crank it up to 1440p now and see how well it does at this resolution. 1440p, there we go. And we're still looking not too bad. Obviously we should not see the same FPS as we saw before at 1080p, but it's super crisp now, and it's still very smooth, at least in here. So let's see how it turns out to be when we're getting outside. And I mean, this is the remastered version, so probably there are some new effects added and it looks a little bit better than the original. But in my opinion, it looks absolutely fantastic. But obviously the original already looked very good as well. Oh, and I think we need to hack something here. Let me see if I actually remember how to do that. Ah, that's how we do it. But yeah, obviously it is not as smooth anymore as it was at 1080p, but you could still play like this. Probably when you're going to New York with all the dense forests and jungles that you will find there, it's probably not gonna be as fluid as we're seeing it here. So I don't know if it's gonna be good for all the time. But at least right now, everybody could play like this and be very happy with it. So let's go and see how much actually ray tracing and DLSS would make of a difference in this game. So very high ray tracing and quality DLSS. Are enabled. And the FPS are dipping a little bit. So we are still at the very high settings, 1440p, and we have absolutely everything enabled right now. Obviously that includes DLSS with the quality mode too, but yeah, you're getting around the 60 FPS mark, at least in here, even though we have everything cranked up to the max. So that's pretty impressive. Although I have no idea how well the ray tracing implementation in this game actually is, so I don't really know how much ray tracing effects they actually have in Crysis 3 Remastered. So maybe if there aren't too many, it obviously isn't that demanding, and it should not be that difficult for the 2070 to actually use them. But yeah, 50 FPS with DLSS quality, and to be honest, I never really saw a difference between DLSS quality and the native resolution. It basically looked the same to me in almost every game so far. So yeah, in my opinion, it is definitely worth to use it, especially in a game where you're not really looking for latency minimizing, but more for a more fluid picture, which you will obviously get with DLSS. And I think we need to go, and I should be quick or else we're gonna die out here. So let's run inside again. But yeah, that looks good. So let's turn it back down to 1080p and see how well it performs there. Obviously DLSS will look worse and worse the lower your resolution is, but right now, even at 1080p, it still looks pretty fine to me. So I would most certainly not mind playing like this. And I have no idea where we have to go now. I guess this is the way. And obviously, as you probably see, if you couldn't tell already, this is the easiest difficulty available in the game. Because I didn't want you to have to see the same sceneries again because of my incompetency. So yeah. Oh, you can actually shoot through glass? I guess this is one of the rarest things you ever see in a game, that you actually can shoot through these kind of glass windows. So we have to go actually to this direction. I have no idea. Let's find out. Well, I guess this hazmat suit didn't protect him at all. And this is a dead end. But yeah, I mean, this is everything maxed out with DLSS enabled, obviously 1080p, and you're gonna have an absolute blast playing this game. So if you wanna play this game, enjoy it on your 2070 Maxq. It is absolutely able to handle it like a champ.